What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Titans Time Podcast, your Tennessee Titans podcast for the Pigskin Podcast Network. I'm your host, Tyler Staggs, and man, Titans are coming off of a big win against the Raiders this past week. Finally get back in the win column, avoid the 0-3 start. Now 1-2 on the season, with a big Week 4 matchup coming up against our division rival, the Indianapolis Colts. And, man, I know it's early in the season, but there could be a lot riding on this game. There really could. Yes, it's only Week 4, but as of right now, the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC South are 0-1-1. So if the Titans can go up to Indianapolis and beat the Colts, then they really jump out to a big head start on them, because then the Colts fall to 0-2-1 in the AFC South. So going to have a great show talking about this matchup coming up tomorrow. Today's Saturday, October 1st. So as Bussin' with the Boys say, Spooktober is finally here. So maybe the Titans can keep scaring the Colts off and end up sweeping them again this year. But before we get into all that, I have to tell you how you can support the show. If you're watching live on YouTube right now, I need you to back out of the live chat. That subscribe button, if it's red, click it. Turn it gray. Turn on the post notifications so you never miss when I upload a new video, when I go live here on YouTube. Also, make sure to hit that like button. The more likes we get, the more it helps the show, gets the show out there more in the algorithm, and can help the show grow. And share this video out. Let's get more Titans fans in here. Let's get Colts fans in here even. All football fans. I want to share this show out and get a lot of people in here and get y'all's opinions on this game and what y'all think about this matchup coming up this week. Also, the audio version of this podcast will be up a little bit after we stop going live on YouTube. It'll be on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all podcast platforms. Just type in Titans Time Podcast, follow the podcast on those platforms, and make sure you leave a 5-star rating and a review. I really appreciate it. Like I have said for the YouTube, it helps the show grow. So definitely go and do that. Also, check me out on social media. The Twitter is @Titans_time. The TikTok @TitansTime. Instagram, Titans Time Podcast. Facebook, Titans Time. I see we already have some people in the building here. Got our buddy Titans Fox, always in the building supporting the Titans YouTube creators, saying tighten up. And says, plus it will set the precedent if we win Week 4 for our rematch in Week 7. And yeah, it definitely will, Titan Fox. My wife in the chat saying, hi, Titan Fox, tighten up, you guys. And Titan Fox says, afternoon, always good to see you supporting the man. And yes, always supporting me. She is, she's the driving force behind this. She is one of the reasons I created this podcast. She's pushed me every step of the way, and really just helped me be confident enough to do it. I'll put it at that. So now we can dive into talking about some things. And before we get to talking more about the Titans and Colts matchup this week, I do want to give some of my thoughts on the Titans and Raiders game from this past week, because I did not do a game preview for that show, and I have not done a game reaction. So for my reaction to that game, the first half, the Titans offense was firing on all cylinders. Man, we looked good. We were actually able to score on more than just the first drive of the game. Don't get me wrong, I love opening the game up and scoring on our first drive, but I love scoring after that too. So that was good to see. Able to put up all 24 points in the first half. And our defense bend don't break. Raiders had some opportunities, but our defense kept them from capitalizing on those opportunities. Now, after halftime, it was a completely different story. You could tell that our offense come out and they were just playing not to lose. They weren't playing to win the game. They were just playing not to lose. Hey, let's try and just hold on to the lead. Our play calling became more predictable. Our personnel choices were not as good. Yes, we did have a couple missed opportunities. Tannehill had a pick in the second half. Traylon Burks had a drop that would have kept a drive alive in the second half. But either way, props to the Raiders defense for making the adjustments that they had to make during halftime to come out and slow the Titans down. But at the same time, Titans, what are we doing? Let's put together a full 60 minutes. I mean, if we put together a full 60 minutes in that game against the Raiders, we probably score 35 plus points in that game. All we needed after halftime, hey, we held the Raiders to a field goal. All we had to do was go score a touchdown after that. And that would have iced the game for sure. But, hey, just got to keep building, got to keep getting better every week. And I have to say, one thing I noticed about the game against the Raiders that I think this offense has been missing, we're getting Derrick Henry touches in the pass game, allowing him to catch the ball in space and have space to actually get going. And even all of the great players like Derrick Henry, like some of the other great players in the league, if they're struggling to start the season, just find a way to get the ball in their hands in space, and that confidence will come rolling in. And, I mean, we were able to see it. Got Derrick Henry involved in the pass game. The run game looked a lot better this week. Granted, the better running was to the left side of our offensive line. I think on Titans Rossi show, him and Ken Moore broke it down, and Ken Moore threw out the stat of how when the Titans ran to the right or up the middle, like the 9 times that they done that, Henry was hit at or before the line of scrimmage. So, hey, that kind of gives a little game plan out to the Colts, though, saying, hey, Titans they're back to being pretty good at running left. So let's try and make them run right. But, again, that was a big difference in the Raiders game was we got Henry involved in the pass game, and that helped out a lot. So, was a nail-biter till the end, but, I mean, let's face it, would it be a Titans game if that wasn't the case? Got more people in the building here. Got Sin City Titans saying, tighten up to you as well, Sin City. Hope you are doing well. Titans Fox says, we definitely need to put together a full four quarters of offense success to help out our injury-riddled defense. Not to have to hold the lead once we get to 13-plus points, aim for the sky. And, yeah, that's the biggest thing. Second half, if we are up like we were against the Giants, up like we were against the Raiders, keep the foot on the gas. Do not let up. Keep putting that pressure on them to try to stop your offense. Don't become predictable. Now, I want to talk about our opponents this week a little bit. And the Indianapolis Colts, looking at the start of their season, they opened up with the Texans. Then they had the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And then the Chiefs. And the Colts season really hadn't started out that much better than the Titans. Week 1 against the Texans, a team that they should easily beat, they tie with. Then, like a lot of Titans fans knew would happen, but all other fans seem to forget about, the Colts going and playing in Jacksonville. Titans fans were saying it. Hey, Colts haven't won down there since 2014. They're not going to win now. Got shut out by Jacksonville. 24-0. Now, granted, week 2, the Titans might as well have gotten shut out because the Bills just absolutely whooped us. But, hey, either way, both teams struggling. So come into week 3, Titans are going up against a Raiders team that was 0-2, having troubles. They also haven't put together a full 60 minutes of play. Colts going against a Chiefs team that overall has looked pretty good this year. And Titans fans, we are excited because we get the win against the Raiders. Okay, finally in the win column, not going 0-3. Here's to hoping the Colts go 0-3. They're 0-3 when we get in there to face them in Indianapolis. No. The Chiefs end up letting them hang around, and the Colts beat the Chiefs. So now the Colts are 1-1-1. The Titans are 1-2. And again, that sets up a big matchup here early in the season for week 4. Who is going to get the early advantage on the other one? Right now, both teams are still chasing Jacksonville because Jacksonville sits atop of the AFC South right now. But these are the two teams that everyone in the offseason is picking to win the South. Everyone's picking them. So what's going to happen? Well, for the Colts, they want revenge from last year. They've been tired of hearing about how the Titans swept them last year. They want to get that early lead on the Titans. I mean, this is the Titans' first division game, their first division opponent this year. So, if they win, they're 1-0. Colts win, they are 1-1-1 in the division and have a lead on the Titans and can potentially catch up with Jacksonville. So, like I said, just some big implications there early on. And like Fox mentioned, we have a rematch with them in week 7. So, if we can go up there and knock Indy off right now in week 4 and then turn around in 3 weeks' time and knock them off again, man, they're just going to have to sit even longer and stew on all of that. And it sets up well for the Titans if they can take care of business. So it's going to be a tough game because I see where Fox mentioned earlier about our injury-riddled defense. And that's a big thing right now. We know for sure that Zach Cunningham and Amani Hooker have been ruled out for this game. Now, I know that Zach Cunningham has struggled so far in the run defense. He hasn't always filled the right gap for this team, and that hasn't boded well for the Titans' run defense in general. But now, with Cunningham being out, with Hooker being out, makes me a little bit more worried about Jonathan Taylor and this Colts offense. Because Jonathan Taylor is a guy that he can get going. And when he gets going, like Derrick Henry, he's dangerous. So the Titans defense, even though they're a little banged up, they're going to have to find a way to slow Jonathan Taylor down. We are definitely going to have to be disciplined in filling the gaps for the run defense. Can't miss an assignment there. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes, and we will get into the injury report. I need to look at the Colts side of the injury report and see who is potentially out, who's questionable. So it looks like for this game, which I feel like it's been like this over the last couple of weeks. Formerly known as Darius Leonard, but now Shaquille Leonard, with his back over the last couple of weeks, he's practiced but been questionable for games. And I was kind of wondering when, as the first couple of weeks were going by, is this something where the Colts were just being cautious with Leonard, or were they trying to set it up to where he could be 100% fresh coming back against the Titans? And like I said, he's questionable for this game, but if he plays, definitely a guy on that Colts defense that the Titans have to watch out for. However, if he's just now getting into the action, could definitely see him showing some rust and might actually be able to take advantage of him not having played a game yet this season. The only Colts player that is officially ruled out for the game is Julian Blackmon, their safety. So, I would like to see the Titans try to take advantage of that and push the ball down the field a little bit. Get Traylon Burks more involved again. Get Robert Woods more involved. Let's get this passing game going and just continue to get the ball in our playmakers' hands, especially, again, Derrick Henry. Let's keep him involved in the pass game this week and see what we can make work. Get to some more of y'all's comments here. Sin City said, feel like this is as close to a must-win game as you can get in Week 4. And I agree. Like I said, this game, yes, it's early in the season, but, it could have big implications for later on in the season. Titans Fox says, agree, but worst case scenario, we can still bounce back 13 more games after this one. Let's not play catch-up, though. And I like the end part of that comment, Fox. Let's not have to play catch-up. Let's go in there, take care of business. Again, this Colts team, they've been struggling. Yes, they beat the Chiefs, but they have some of the same concerns that the Titans have. Their defense hasn't really been as good as we thought it was going to be before the season started. Their offensive line has question marks. Matt Ryan, he can't move back there in the pocket. Now, the Titans, what they need to do is actually get pressure on him, and maybe they can do that against this questionable Colts offensive line. I hope they can. We need to see Jeffrey Simmons getting back there. Bud Dupree is more than likely going to be back this week. Looks like he's questionable, I believe, but he's a go. So that'll help. Let's see Rashad Weaver get back there and throw Matt Ryan to the ground. Titan Fox says, wonder how Jags will fare against Philly. That should be fun for us. And I'm actually interested to see that game as well. I know Philly has been rolling, and I know Jacksonville just beat a Chargers team where Herbert is banged up, but that Chargers defense was supposed to be pretty good. So I'm interested in this matchup. Sin City saying the Week 18 game in Jacksonville looking a little more enticing to attend. Got TA in here saying tighten up to you as well, TA. Hope you are doing well. Looks like he's getting his doubleheader ready for tomorrow and just listening to TTP. Definitely appreciate that, TA. And y'all definitely, if y'all haven't tuned in for TA's play-by-play for the games, y'all need to go do that. Some of the best play-by-play out there. Him, Titan Upload. Go back and forth between their shows, showing them both support. Definitely go check that out. And Titan Fox, I think about Dupree was saying that he shows questionable, but he said he's 100%. So, yeah, like I said, these, which and I know Rossi's mentioned this, and a lot of us are thinking it. Man, I was hoping we weren't going to have all these injuries piling up this year like we did last year. But so far, it's not looking good. I actually see on the injury report as well that Roger McCreary was limited in Friday's practice and is questionable for the game with a back injury. We have Cody Hollister, who is questionable. I mean, would any of us be upset if Hollister is not able to go for this game? I mean, I would prefer for him not to be out there anyway. Phillips is questionable. Ola is questionable. So, yeah. And the other big name that I see for the Colts that's questionable for this game is DeForest Buckner. And he's a guy that can blow up the run game again for opposing offenses. So if he's out, that could help the Titans out a little bit with making sure that they get their run game going. But before we dive into even more of this, I will have my keys to the game, bold predictions for the game, and of course, my score prediction. Y'all go ahead if y'all want to and be getting y'all's keys to the game, bold predictions, and score predictions going in the chat. And while y'all are doing that, I want to jump into the best bets segment presented by DraftKings. And I mean, over at DraftKings, the NFL action is in full swing, and DraftKings is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if that team does win. Now, if that's not enough, everyone can boost their winnings with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Right now, for every leg you add, you can boost your winnings up to 100%. With payouts bigger than ever, why bet on football anywhere else? Now, to make things even sweeter, you can throw down on a stepped-up same-game parlays once per game day all season long. Simple. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code TPPN to get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's promo code TPPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See the show notes for more details on all of that. And the best bets in looking at this game that I have. Now, just to break things down a little bit, right now, the percent of bets that have been placed, 57% on the Titans and 43% on Indy. Indy is favored in this game. They are 3.5-point favorites. So, I think most of that is just for being the home team. All honesty. So, one bet that I'm looking at that I like, since, like I mentioned, Amani Hooker is out and Zach Cunningham is out for this game, Jonathan Taylor's rush yards over and under is at 94.5. Now, I hate doing this because it's an opposing player on the team that we're playing, but I feel like that over, he's easily going to hit that. Now, do want to say this is not betting advice. So, hey, these are just bets that I look at. I like them. I'm probably going to put some money down on them, but I'm not saying this is betting advice. You need to go do this. But with the struggles that the Titans have had against stopping the run this year, Jonathan Taylor, I feel like he can hit that over on 94.5 unless Frank Wright just goes stupid again in his play calling against the Titans. We saw it last year. The first time these teams met up, Taylor was averaging, I forget how many yards per carry. I think it was over 5 yards a carry, and had only 10 carries in the game. And that game was close. Frank Wright just stopped giving him the ball. Second game, Taylor was still, I believe, gashing us some. Probably should have had more carries. Frank Wright stopped giving it to him. So unless Frank Wright stops giving Jonathan Taylor the ball in this game, I like that over 94.5 rush yards. And that's actually down from the other day when it was at 96.5. I'm also going to say take the Titans plus 3.5. I think this game will be a close game. If you have faith that the Titans are going to win, of course, you can hammer the money line. Or if you think, hey, I think they're just going to keep it close enough, hit that plus 3.5. Looking around the rest of the league, some bets that really catch my attention are, I would say the Jags and Eagles game. Honestly, for that Jags and Eagles game, I might take the Jags plus 6.5. Just with the way the Jaguars have been playing, even though the Eagles are really good this year so far, I feel like the Jags can probably cover that spread. I think Buffalo is going to rebound against the Ravens. So Buffalo's money line. And the Chargers against the Texans. The Chargers minus 5.5. I kind of like that bet as well. I think they'll rebound after losing to the Jaguars and be good to go. So, like I said, that's just some bets for the Titans and Colts game that I like, and looking around the league, some other bets that I like. Now, back to just strictly talking about the Titans and Colts. If you want to know how desperate the Colts are to win this game, Jim Irsay, he's out there on Twitter sending out a public service announcement to all Colts fans. Hey, we need all of y'all here. Code Blue, I believe, is what he actually called it. Wonder where he got that from. But, yeah, saying we need all of y'all in the stands, being as loud as you can. We've got the Titans coming up here. You think he's tired of losing to us? I think so. And Jim, what you may be doing is just setting Colts fans up for disappointment. Getting all of them in there in the stadium just to watch this Colts team lose? I mean, come on, man. Don't be that mean to them. I don't know how much more they can take. Obviously just messing around there, but I do think it's funny that he's out there on Twitter begging fans to come. So, got our buddy Titans Rossi in here saying, tighten up. Tighten up to you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Ready for this game tomorrow, man. Now, we are going to hop into the keys to the game. Everyone in the chat there, let me know what y'all's keys to the game are going to be for the Titans offense and for the Titans defense. I want to know y'all's thoughts, and I'm going to go ahead and give mine, and then I'll read y'all's after. So for me, I'm going to start with the Titans defense. And I mentioned it. Amani Hooker is out. Zach Cunningham's out. This could spell trouble. Titans run defense has already been struggling this year. You have to find a way to contain Jonathan Taylor. Don't let him get going like crazy. You definitely can't let him break off the big runs. Find a way to slow him down and have good discipline on defense. Fill the correct gaps that you're supposed to fill. Don't over pursue. just play discipline on the defensive side of the ball. Contain the run. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's a great back. He's more than likely going to get his. But make him earn every yard. Don't just give him free and easy yards. Now, for the Titans offense, got to control the time of possession. So, because if we keep this Colts offense off the field, you keep Jonathan Taylor off the field, you keep them from being able to control this game and control the narrative. So that's going to help out. So like I said, control the time of possession. And if you get out to an early lead, do not take your foot off the gas. Keep pouring it on. Because this doesn't need to be another game where we go into halftime up by 10 plus points just to let the opposing team come back and make it a close game or win the game. If we get up, keep the foot on the gas, keep our foot on their throat, put it away. Keep scoring and put the game away. It's what we need to do. Now, we have Titans Rossi saying stop the run and run the ball. I like that. Run left, right, Rossi? I know from watching your show, missed it live, but went back and watched it. You and Ken were breaking it down, and the Titans had a lot of success running the ball left against the Raiders. Running right and running straight up behind the center, not as much luck. So run left. And Titan Fox saying contain JT, attack poor Matt Ryan, and don't lose focus on Henry when they get a few stops. Biggest key to Fox is get our stars out there. Burks, Woods, Hooper, even give Chig some shots. And Fox, I'll just tell you, as long as it is not a tight end around sweep to Chig, I agree with you. Let's get him involved. Get him in space, get the ball in his hands, and let him try and make some people miss. And I also agree with you with getting our stars out there. I mean, we saw it in the first half against the Raiders. Tannehill was going to Woods a lot. The interception that Tannehill threw, he was actually trying to get it to Woods against the Raiders. He saw something in the coverage and gave a signal to Woods, and I don't know if there's a miscommunication or what, but he was going to Woods there. We need to get Burks back involved in this game. Yes, I know he had a drop that would have kept the drive alive against the Raiders. Don't hold that against the rookie. He's going to make mistakes like that. He's a rookie. He probably shouldn't have jumped for that ball, but he did. But let's get him back involved. Get the ball in his hands in space. Let him try to make some people miss or just run over these defensive backs. Burks is a big dude too. If you start running over these defensive backs with your receivers in the pass game, then you follow it up by giving it to Henry and he gets up to that second level. These defensive backs definitely aren't going to want to tackle. So I like that key to the game there from Titan Fox about getting those guys involved. And I agree. Don't lose focus on Henry. I don't care if it's running the ball or passing the ball underneath to him, some of those screen passes. Just find a way to get him the ball. Now, for some bold predictions. And again, this is one of those things where I want y'all to get involved as well. Give me a bold prediction for the defensive side of the ball and a bold prediction for the offensive side of the ball. For me, bold prediction, we're going to see Treylon Burks get into the end zone this game. He's going to be scoring not only his first regular season touchdown for the Titans. No, he's going to have 2 touchdowns this game. And we're going to pair that with 80 yards receiving for Traylon Burks. I think he's going to have a big game for us this week. We know the Colts are going to try to focus on slowing down Derrick Henry and not letting us get that run game going. I think we need to take advantage of that and get Burks involved. Now, on the defensive side, as Titan Fox says, poor Matt Ryan is back there for the Colts throwing the ball. He can't move around that good. I'm going to say that the Titans defense is able to get after Matt Ryan, and they're going to have 4 sacks on him. Now, you may say, oh, well, 4 sacks, that's not too bold of a prediction. Like, that Titans defense can, but with the injuries that this Titans defense have had, and with some of these struggles that they have had here lately of getting after the quarterback, I feel like 4 sacks is pretty good. So that's my bold predictions. Titans Fox says Christian Fulton balls out and has at least 1 interception and 4 pass deflections. Bold prediction. I like that, Fox. Christian Fulton, he's probably going to be matching up with Michael Pittman a lot, so definitely wouldn't mind that. Needs to slow Pittman down and not let him take this game over. My wife says bold predictions. Titans get 4 touchdowns. One of them from the defense and one of them from Ryan Tannehill. I like that. And now we're going to get to the score predictions. And y'all be putting y'all's score predictions in the chat there. I will get to them before the season started. And I've mentioned this so far with every show that I've been on. And I'm going to preface this again. On Power Hour show before the season, when we gave our season predictions, I had the Titans losing this game. Had the first couple of weeks going different as well, but I had the Titans losing this game. Thought that it would just build the media's hype for the Colts even more. Colts fans would become even more obnoxious. And, oh yeah, we told y'all, we're back. But now, as we get into the season, and my score prediction before is I thought it was going to be a defensive battle, and it was going to be 17-14. But as we get into the season, I can't pick against my Titans. I just can't do it. And with how these two teams have been playing, I do feel like it's anyone's game. So, that's what makes it difficult to an extent, because both of these teams really need this win tomorrow. Again, only week 4, but I feel like this game has bigger implications than just a week 4 game. I'm going to go with the Titans winning this game, and I'm going to say 27-24. So that's going to be my prediction. I see where Titan Fox says score prediction is 28-24, Titans winning. Clowney Super Bowl says no Josh Gordon for tomorrow, has me worried. I actually had not seen that yet, Clowney Super Bowl, so thanks for letting me know that information. I was hoping that Gordon would be a go for tomorrow, given that Cody Hollister is questionable, because I would rather see Josh Gordon out there than Hollister. But, man, it's going to be interesting to see, especially if Kyle Phillips is not good to go. My wife says Titans 32 to the Colts 27. And my wife says rare score with the 32, but 4 touchdowns, 1 field goal, and with one of the touchdowns, we go for 2. Interesting. I like it, though. So, looks like, of course, like I would expect, all of us here picking the Titans to win. So, if you're still in the live chat and haven't already, back out. Make sure you hit that like button. Share this video out. Let's get this video to more people. Let them see it. And subscribe if you haven't already. If you have family that hasn't subscribed, that watches football and likes the Titans, get them to subscribe. Trying to hit between 800 to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. And I really appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. And turn on those post notifications so you never miss when I upload new videos, when I go live. We need to get more people in here, get active. I love when the chat is active and getting y'all's thoughts on all of these things that we're talking about. Now, also, the audio version will be up for this podcast here in just a little bit. Find it on all podcast platforms, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Go follow the podcast on those platforms. Leave a 5-star rating and leave a review. It helps the show out so much. And on social media, you can find me on Twitter at Titans_time. On TikTok, been trying to be more active on there and getting some different content out there. Go follow me there at Titans Time. Instagram, Titans Time Podcast. Facebook, Titans Time. And that's going to be all that I have for this show. I mean, this has been Colts Hate Week, and I know I'm a little late to the party and getting the show out there, but doesn't change things. I mean, it's Colts Hate Week, FTC. Y'all know what that is. If you know, you know. So let's go get this win against the Colts, get the lead on them in the division, and then turn around in Week 7 and just put them down for the rest of the year. I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me, and I know y'all would agree. But that's going to be all I have for y'all. This has been Titans Time, and as always, tighten up.
Wipe the sweat off my brow. Boys ain't